Do actors need an agent? I'm going to approach that question with different angles because there is so much context to actually bring to this question. First of all, let's just understand what an agent actually is. An agent is an entity that is pretty much like a doorway that has a relationship with casting directors. An agency is like that entity where by having one, you're perceived as professional. By not having an agent, it can be seen two different ways. It could be seen as you're not professional. It could also be seen as it's absolutely fine. An agent is that person that basically finds the work, submits your acting profile to casting directors. An agent is the one that basically looks for all of that work. We've been led to believe as actors that our agents are like God. Like, we are so relying on our agents to find us work and, oh, I need an agent. Oh, I need an agent. And to a degree, you do. But let me explain the reasons why it's beneficial of having an agent. I need you to understand that as an actor, it is always your responsibility for your career. It's got nothing to do with your agent. It's your responsibility. Having an agent is beneficial because they already have, well, this also depends on who the agency is or who the agent is, because there are really great agents out there, but there's also some really bad agents out there with bad reputations. There's agents out there that are strictly money grabbers. And what do I mean by that? Those are the agents that literally just throw you at everything and hoping you get something. A really good agent has a strategy with their clients. They have a conversation with their clients. They sit down with you and they ask you the question, what do you want to do? What roles do you see yourself doing? Where do you want to be in 10 years' time? A good agent asks you those questions and then they sit down with you and they strategize. How do we get you from where you are to the place that you say you want to be? I've seen a lot of actors' headshots and demo reels and all of that good stuff, right? I've seen a lot of actors' spotlight profiles, okay? And I look at them and then I see that they're represented. But then I think to myself, you have an agent, but a really good agent would have had a conversation with you about your spotlight profile. They would have had a conversation with you about your demo reel. They would have had a conversation with you about your headshots. This is what a good agent does, okay? I've seen some spotlight profiles where actors have headshots that pretty much look the same. They're all the same facial expressions. The lighting isn't necessarily the best. They're represented. And it shocks me because a good agent would be like, you need some brand new headshots and I have some recommendations of great photographers. Because there's a lot of people out there that can take your photos, but there are really, really good photographers. An actor's responsibility is to go get your photos done. But when you get your photos done, you're not just getting photos of your headshot. Your headshots have to represent different characters, different casting types. Your headshot is supposed to represent the roles you want. Not just turning up to a photo shoot and smiling at the camera. That's not what a headshot is. A good agent knows this information. A good agent will tell you about your demo reel and give you feedback on it. But in their defense, I will say, I can understand why they wouldn't. Because a lot of agents, they're not inside of the casting director's head. They're not inside of the director's head. They're not inside of the producer's head. Agents are in the same boat as the actor. You're both supposed to be working together, right? You're a team. There has to be a strategy. They are a tool in your arsenal for your business as an actor. I'll tell you what most agents would do, okay? So agencies receive castings through spotlight breakdowns, maybe even through certain emails, okay? And what the agent does is they have your spotlight profile, they see your headshots, they choose what headshot they're going to submit for the role. And you as an actor know this because you do it on Spotlight now. And they basically just submit you. But this is what I have noticed over time. A lot of agents, they don't pick up the phone anymore. They don't nurture that relationship with a casting director anymore. Over the phone, talking, joking. We are in times now where we have to step out of the box. We have to believe in our agents, right? We have to have that relationship. But ultimately, it is our responsibility as the actor to be the best we can be. Know what roles we want so we can prepare ourselves, prepare our craft for those roles, prepare our headshots as those roles, and more importantly, prepare our demo reels for those roles. We have to be that role now and get scenes filmed as those roles. Otherwise, no one's really gonna just pick you for it. I have this saying, if you don't show it, no one knows you can do it. If you don't do it, no one knows you exist. When doing your demo reel, you can write the scene yourself, find an actor and get it shot and make it look professional. Or you can find someone that can do that. Like I said before, there's many demo reel companies out there that can do this, but also at Bentavision, we do this too. I'm a person where I can write your scenes, direct the scenes, and believe me, your scenes will look absolutely amazing. And I say this from the perspective of me being a director and being an actor. So I know how to get a performance out of you because I'm a very performance-driven director. Your calling card is your demo reel. Your calling card are your headshots. Your headshots is literally the first thing people see, and then it's your demo reel. Now, if you don't have a demo reel this day and age, forget it, mate. It's not happening. A good agent knows that you need your headshots. You need your demo reel, and it needs to be up to date. I'm not talking about scenes that you done 10 years ago. No one cares about that now. People want to know what you look and sound like right now. It's a fickle industry. Everyone wants to work. The actor, the agent, the casting director, the producer, and each of those roles all have different responsibilities, and each of those roles have their own pressures. As an actor, you've got pressure. You won't work. As an agent, they got pressure. They want work, but they need you to book the role. They also have a reputation that they need to uphold. They have a reputation to that casting director. If you fail in any kind of way, it makes the agency look bad and breaks the trust with the casting director, where the casting director won't really pay attention to that agent anymore. See, everything is a domino effect. And I've always said, when you understand other people's roles, it's going to make you a better artist. So the more you understand their roles and their pressures, I've always said to actors on set, always understand a director's schedule, because there is pressure. And this is why it's so important for actors to really know their stuff, know their lines, know their roles, etc. Because on set, that director has a certain amount of scenes on a call sheet. And his or her responsibility is to make sure all of those scenes get filmed. So if an actor isn't on par, don't know their lines, nervous, etc., you name it, time is wasted. Pressure is then on the director. Pressure is then on the producer. And it all starts with, who are the cast members? You are that person. It's important that you really know your stuff. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that may rattle your cage and trigger you. Are you ready for the roles that you say that you want? Is your acting capability and craft ready for that role? A lot of you can say, yeah, I'm ready. Now, when you say, yeah, you're ready, are you saying that out of desperation because you just want the role and you've been doing this for time and you deserve a break? Is that the reason you're saying you're ready? Do we take an honest look at ourselves and be like, when was the last time I was in class? When was the last time I honed in on my emotional recall? Can I cry on cue while they're setting up the lights and we're going to shoot the scene in 2 minutes' time? Am I there? Am I ready for that scene? If you can honestly say yes, great on you. But the thing is, there's a lot of you that will say yes, but then you're put in the situation and you can't do it. Whose fault is it? It's not the director. It's your fault. It's your fault because you wasn't ready. It once again goes back to me saying, everything comes down on the actor at the end of the day. It is important that we be honest with ourselves about where we are currently at with our craft. Because the camera does not lie. It doesn't. When that camera comes in for that close-up, it knows when you're lying. If you're a series regular in a show, right? Let's say, for example, right, so I was directing on Emmerdale, right? And I'm dealing with amazing cast. They shoot about, I think, 6 episodes simultaneously. Can you imagine being an actor in 6 episodes simultaneously and scenes are shot in a non-linear fashion? One hour you might be shooting this episode. The next 2 scenes are in 3 episodes after that. And then you're going back in the afternoon to shoot an episode from before. There's a lot of work that needs to be done there in terms of your acting continuity. It can be so tough out there. And this is why making the decisions to choose you as the actor is so vital. It's a risk. Being an actor as a series regular now, can you honestly say you're ready to know all of your lines for all of these different episodes and scenes and stuff? Are you ready to deliver in a non-linear fashion? Because you don't shoot from the beginning to the end. As you know, it's all pieces of a puzzle. So you have to really be brutally honest about yourself. It's not about blaming the industry and saying, oh, my agent's crap, or, oh, there's not enough opportunities. That's absolute nonsense, right? There's more acting jobs now than there have been in the history of time. You are the product. Are you ready for market? There's that saying, stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. We all could have normal jobs as an actor during the day, to pay your bills or whatever. But what are you doing with the hours outside of working? Are you in class? Are you working on your craft? Are you going to networking events? Are you shooting some scenes? Wherever your focus goes, energy flows. And we really do pay with our attention. So it's something that you have to be brutally honest about with yourself, because they're always going to be in production. But the question is, are you being seen? You might ask the question, what's this got to do with an agent? It's got everything to do with an agent. A good agent knows this stuff and should be able to say this to you. And if an agency or agent can't say what I'm saying to you in this depth, you have to ask yourself the question if that agency is right for you.